when I was trying to decide from leaving my ring planner and going into like a whole notebook system, I was in, I want to say, personal rings. And I think that personal rings is nice for a main system, obviously, because you could have all of your different sections divided into those different categories. And it's definitely something that's really, really good and useful. I don't use my rings as a main planner. I kind of use it as like a companion to my book. And one of the main reasons why I went into a book bound is because there was not enough ring space for what I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to write, and I'm a lefty, so I wanted to be able to write freely without worrying about what type of insert I have to print or what type of, if I had enough room. And I didn't want to be carrying around like this big old chunky binder. Then I was like, okay, whatever I'm going to create is going to stay at home. And then whatever I want to take on the go could be just like whatever. So at that time, I took the Hobonichi weeks on the go with me. So if you're trying to decide between like a system that's already structured maybe, and then a system that's not, my biggest advice to you is to truly, truly see what you actually need. And that is to include in those structured systems, because like, what if you don't even really need, a monthly, daily, weekly? What if you don't even really need a weekly or a monthly, but you need your dailies, like, or you need your monthly and your dailies? So I wanted something that could help me through the flow of my morning. Every single morning, I'm going to start at my morning page. I'm going to review my tracker, and then I'm going to kind of do my prayers, and then I'm going to do like my food log. Like right now, I just had a bar with coffee, and then I like to keep what I'm putting in my mouth just so that if a doctor asks me, or if I start getting like a stomach ache or something, then I know like, okay, something's going on. And then plus it kind of helps me loosely see how much calories I'm putting in my mouth, if I'm overeating and stuff like that. So I don't know, my biggest thing was to like really, really just figure out what I need as far as sections. And I really choose to treat the book binder like the ring binder in terms of the tabs. So it's kind of like the same thing, is just that this is bound, this is not. I could use, there's no way that, I think if I punch this whole book, it could fit in here, because this is 30 millimeter rings. And I perhaps did do an experiment of putting my system in rings, and I did put it in standard rings, and it was nice. I'm not gonna lie. All I had to do was just put my favorite paper in there, but what really, really deterred that was the ring system, because, the ring mechanism, and then like this black cover. I'm used to astrology cover, or just like, I'm just used to the paper, and that's what scares me about next month, because it's not, the only thing I got going on for it is a black cover. So anyhow, I like to do monthly books, and it's just way better for me, and because I get bored easily, and I'm like, I journal a lot, I write a lot, I write random stuff, and I don't know, I feel like the books really, really satisfy that for me. Now, if you're a person and you're like, I don't like to like really draw out stuff and do stuff like that. Like, I used to do a monthly in with my book, and this is what I'm thinking to do for 2025 as well, is to bring back my monthly, which is what, it's like a year altogether, and then my monthly book. Anyhow, I feel like this book worked for so many years so that if I need to have like the future months with me, I could totally do that. And then what I used to do is track sex, arguments, weight, any sickness, any travel for the whole year. And I would just tip this into the back like this. And it followed me with every single book. The only downfall is that lately I've been liking to not have covers. So like obviously if I'm thinking of sticking in the B6 slim size next year. And so obviously if like this was my book, this would go here. And it would be an all-together system. Or I would use a Moterm and then, you know, it like B6 or B6 Slim because I have it. I have the B6 Slim as well. But the only downfall is that like if I'm here on my monthly and I do have, I'm going to put, how's at noon? He's coming home at noon. If I have something for the following month, I just put it on a sticky note. But like right here, my next appointment is November 8th, and then my doctor's going to be out from the 18th to the 30th of this month. But I put it right here. I could definitely, I mean, it's a note for here in case I was to need her. So anyhow, I don't know. It makes sense to me. If you're stuck with between choosing a system, I would definitely just try to give a monthly book a chance and just put down your sections. I know one person that tried just recently was Denise over at Hungry Gal Studios, and she gave her reasons why it didn't work for her and why it did work for her. But if you're normally like a structured planner girl, where you need your yearly, where you need your monthly, where you need your, you know, your weekly, and then you need your dailies, you know, that's good. For me, this wouldn't work because as like a main system, because I want to do morning pages, I want to do like devotion notes, I want to do prayers, I want to journal. I have a specific way to track like, and I mean, although I could probably do like tip-ins and stuff like that, but I'm not going to mess with something that's already working for me, you know? And speaking of the weeks, I need to update my weeks. I need to do some laundry. So what I normally do is on my brain dump, just kind of write whatever I feel like I want to do. I have my weekly, and again, I'm writing. For me, and the way my brain is set up, repetition helps me. It really does. And so I allow that to be. I woke up at 9 a.m. And then like from here to here is my routine where I do coffee and I care for the dogs and I film. And again, I'm putting Hubs is coming home at noon. We're supposed to go car shopping. And you guys know that process. That process is so dang daunting. So I was telling him, I was like, take the day off so we could go like in the morning. He's like, no, I'm going to take it at noon and then we'll go. But then I messaged him and I was like, oh, I don't want to go anymore. So we'll see. I like these for something. I have been just lagging. Well, my son's on fall break. And so I've been kind of loosely just doing little things with Sophia, but yeah, and then like here's my next week if I need it. This is the last week in here. And then like I have a health log. I did not do anything yesterday. And then I have just like a bunch of journaling. And then like if I want any notes, I could do that right here because I have one more week in here. So just kind of like random notes, random research, random things, they go here. But I know this journaling is going to be done by this weekend. So I'm going to need more space for next week. So that's why I'm like, ooh. My friend gave me a personal Lux, and I was thinking to set it up differently. I was thinking to do like a vision board. Oh my goodness. So sorry. And the labels would be scripture, poems, nutrition, and mental health. And under mental health, it would be like a lot of things like list of emotions, strengths and weaknesses, mindfulness, shadow work. And then under shadow work would be all of this stuff. And I don't know, I just thought because it's small, you know, it would be fun, but we'll see. Because now I kind of want to incorporate that into my main book. I used to have a mental health section. So I think what I didn't do was move my tab, which I need to. This currently needs to stick here. So then like in my section, if I did a mental health, I would have an area for that. Like, you know, it would be like affirmations, and I would draw out my thing for that. And then on the daily, I could incorporate my high and low again. And then shadow work comes with a lot of journaling prompts. It's basically meant to like heal your inner child, basically. And, you know, just kind of do the work with your overcoming fears, suppressed emotions, any hurt and betrayal, addiction, shame, guilt. You also would write an apology letter to yourself. And I thought that would be nice to like start this section in writing a letter to myself. And maybe it's not like an apology. It's just like for that month. I used to do it in, I would do it a lot in other notebooks that I would do. And so I could find some journaling prompts or make some up. I don't know. And then I thought like poems and lyrics. And if you guys understand what copy work is, you would know. I used to use like the dictionary for copy work. I would copy books. I would copy devotions, affirmations, like little riddles and jokes. And like why is because I like to write. So the movement in my hand really, really helps that. So that is that. Those are those two books. Speaking of my weeks, I showed you guys how I really, really want to kind of like journal, and I made it to May. And that day I did like, there's so many pages. Just for one day I did also this one. And then obviously we did this together. And then I kind of put down stickers. I am important and my needs matter. So like, again, for me, and the reason why I'm doing this too, because Keish, she's going to start her weeks soon. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do it with you. We kind of have been doing it when we did it last year together. I don't know. And then I put my anniversary picture for next week. Because the weeks in the other one starts like on this week, I want to say. So I would have like more journaling pages. So I don't know. It's just that I want to get more bang for my buck in this one before I do anything. This one is completely, I need to draw out my this. The only other thing I brought back was my devotion pages. And I like to write my devotions as if God is talking like directly to me. So kind of like, do I not have a daily little thing in here? What is happening? So kind of like, you know, Monique, today is a new day where I need you to let go of yesterday and focus on being present for today. And I'll be like, love Jesus. Now, there is a devotion. I used to always use Jesus Calling. I used to use Joyce Meyer. I used to use those daily breads and stuff like that. But I kind of, throughout the years, I've started making my own like devotion because I know the voice of God and I know his word and I know what that sounds like. I know what his voice sounds like versus mine. Mine sounds totally opposite of what he wants. Like, God is within her, she would not fail. My thing is like, I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail. I'm going to crash and burn and all this shit's going to come tumbling down. God's like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's not me. That's not me. So yeah, but I have got to go because I need to either blow my nose or figure out what the heck's going on in my throat. But God bless you guys. Take care.